Hello primary 4 students, how are you? How is everything going? I hope you are doing well. Welcome in your science class with me, Dr. Shaimaa Hamdy, and your channel, the Big Sister channel. As now, we will study lesson 2, part P, activity 6. We will talk about the plant adaptations. As we talked before about the animal adaptations, as we studied the structural adaptations and behavioral adaptations for a number of animals. Now it's time to study the plant adaptations. Okay, so are you ready? Let's start. As also plant has adaptations, as well animals to be able to survive and grow in their environments. As we have a variety of plants, and each kind of these plants can live and survive in its environment. As you see here, it has any place that sunlight shine and have water, so the plants can grow in this environment. So plants are found everywhere, even in the bottom of the seas, in the polar regions. There are plants that adapt to this environment and can live and grow in this environment. So now, the plant is a living organisms that have structural and behavioral adaptations to survive in their environments. Now we will take examples for those plants, okay? Here we have the acacia tree. Acacia tree. Acacia tree, as you see here, it looks like umbrella. So it is umbrella-shaped tree. And here we have the word acacia. The last syllable here, C-I-A, pronounced as sha. Okay, so we have a-k-sha, acacia tree. You know, acacia tree grows in savanna. And savanna is a grassland habitat that is found in southern African area. So we call it southern African savanna. Okay? So here, the place that the acacia tree is located in. Okay? Southern African savanna. And this is, as we mentioned, grassland, as it is land that has grass. Okay? And you know that the southern African savanna is characterized by extreme lack of water during the dry season, as there is very few amount of water in the dry season that may last to 6 months. 6 months of the year, there is no water or lack of water. So here, the acacia tree needs to adapt to this drought condition. Okay? Many trees can't grow in this environment because of the extreme lack of water, but acacia tree can adapt to this environment and this drought condition. So here, if we have a question, most large plants can't grow in this habitat. The answer simply due to the drought conditions. As you see here, this is the words drought conditions. And I want you to know that we have GH here in the word drought that don't pronounce. So we have the R and then out, drought. Okay? Okay. So acacia tree grow in southern African savanna, which is grassland habitat, and it is characterized by the drought condition. So now we will take the characteristics of these acacia tree, and I want you to look carefully for these and take notes, okay, of what we observed, okay? Okay, first, If we look to its leaves, we will see that here the leaves are tiny leaves, very, very small leaves, okay? So this is the first note that we observed here. Also, if we see the sharp spines around the leaves, so the leaves are tiny and there are sharp spines around them, okay? If we look to its trunk, as you see here, this is the trunk, very, very long trunk for the acacia tree. And this makes most of animals, except giraffe, can't reach its leaves to feed on. Most animals can't eat from this tree, okay? Because it has very, very long trunk, okay? Also, the trunk can store water as camel hump. You know, the camel hump, this is the camel hump as you see. So the trunk stores water. Why? Because this environment is characterized by the drought condition that may last for 6 months. So in the other 6 months, if there were water, so the trunk store this water to save this water to the drought time, okay? Okay, here about the roots. If we see the roots, we will find that the roots grow downward for long distance, may reach to 35 meters. This is a big number, okay? So the roots grow directly downward. And why? What do you think about this? Yes, to find water, okay? Okay, so these type of roots that grow directly downward called tap roots, okay? So here, the roots of the acacia tree is called tap roots, okay? And the scary fact about the acacia tree, that acacia tree produces poison when animal begins to eat its leaves. Poison? You mean that the acacia tree kills animal? After a while, we will see. Okay. Also, we have a strange fact about the acacia tree, that it sends smelly messages in the wind. What the meaning of send the smelly messages? As they produce odor, okay? That is very characterized for the acacia tree, and this odor travels with the wind to other acacia tree, and we will see why the acacia tree sends messages to the other acacia trees. So now we have some notes, as we wrote that the leaves are tiny leaves, there are sharp spines around the leaves, trunk is very long, trunk stores water, roots grow directly downward and called tap roots. Also, it produces poison and it sends smelly messages. This is all the information that we recorded in these notes. Now, could you tell me which of these information is a structural adaptation and which are behavioral adaptations? So it's clear that the tiny leaves and sharp spines around the leaves, trunk, and the roots, all of these are parts of the acacia tree. So this is the structural adaptations. But it produces poison and it sends smelly messages. So produce and send, so those are actions, okay? So those are behavioral adaptations. Well done, grade 4 students, you did it. Now we will think about each characteristic in the acacia tree, okay? As first, the tiny leaves, this is a structural adaptation, as these tiny leaves grow on the top of the tree, okay? To help them hold in water, to don't lose water, okay, while soaking up sunlight to make its own food. You know that the plant needs sunlight, water, and air to grow and survive. So when we said soaking up sunlight, it means absorb sunlight, okay? Here we have an important note for you. As things are small, so they can keep what inside them easily, okay? What the meaning? If the leaves are tiny, are small, so they will keep the water inside them. As we studied before, the Arctic fox's ears are short to keep its body warm, as to keep the heat inside its body. So here, the small things keep what inside them easily, as the leaves in the acacia tree keeps the water inside them, and the small ears for the Arctic fox keep the heat inside its body. So I hope this point is clear for you and help you in this information, okay? The second point here, we have sharp spines around the leaves. And the reason here, to prevent animals from eating these leaves, okay? So animals can't eat these leaves because they are spines between these leaves, around these leaves, okay? Okay, as you see here, this is the sharp spines around the leaves, the tiny leaves of the acacia tree, okay? Here we talked about the trunk, and we said that the trunk is very tall. So also most animals can't reach to these leaves and to feed on. So animals can't eat from the acacia tree, most of the animals, except the giraffe, okay? Because giraffe has long neck, so they can reach to the top of this tree and eat the leaves, okay? Okay, the fourth point here, the very long roots, which are tap roots, and this to search for the water, as it needs to search deeply under the ground to reach the water, okay? Here we finished from the structural adaptation, and we have two behavioral adaptations that they are very strange. First one, it produces poison when an animal begins to eat its leaves. And we think about if the acacia tree kills animals, but in fact, it doesn't kill the animals. Only it makes the leaves taste very bad, so animals can't continue eating as they feel yucky. What? This is bad, okay? So it produces poison to make the leaves taste very bad and keep the animals away from the tree, okay? And it sends smelly messages in the wind, as it has an odor that travels with the wind to other acacia tree that are near from it. Why? To warn them and telling them that there are animals that try to eat from my leaves. So now make the same poison to keep the animals away, okay? So it sends many messages in the wind to warn, okay, other acacia trees nearby, telling them to make the same poison, okay? And this action to defend themselves from animals that try to eat their leaves, okay? So what we said about the acacia tree, it is found in the southern African savanna, and this is a grassland habitat. It is characterized by extreme lack of water, as it has drought conditions, okay? And the acacia tree has some characterized as structural adaptations. They have tiny leaves, sharp spines around the leaves, a very long trunk, a very long roots, which are tap roots. And the behavioral adaptations for these tree, it produces poison, and it sends smelly messages to other acacia tree nearby to telling them to produce this poison when there is a danger, as animals try to eat its leaves. So it sends this message to warn other acacia trees to produce the poison. With this information, we finished talking about the acacia tree, and next time we will talk about another tree, which is kabak tree, that is found in environment that has rains all the time. And we will see how the kabak tree adapt to this environment. So for now, we finished our lesson today. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe my channel. See you next video, inshallah, and goodbye.